Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Exposition of the Holy Quran. By Allama G.A Parwez. Sura 16, An-Nahl verse 66 to 128 end.
وَإِنَّ لَكُمْ فِي الْأَنْعَامِ لَعِبْرَةً نُسْقِيكُم مِّمَّا فِي بُطُونِهِ مِن بَيْنِ فَرْثٍ وَدَمٍ لَبَنًا خَالِصًا سَائِغًا لِّلشَّارِبِينَ.
66. Even cattle can offer you food for reflection from what is within their bellies, between excretions and blood. We give you to drink pure milk, a pleasant beverage for those who drink it. 23. 28.
وَمِن ثَمَرَاتِ النَّخِيلِ وَالْأَعْنَابِ تَتَّخِذُونَ مِنْهُ سَكَرًا وَرِزْقًا حَسَنًا إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةً لِقَوْمٍ يَعْقِلُونَ.
67. Likewise, from the fruits of the date palm and the vine, you produce intoxicating drink and healthful nutrients. In this too there is message for those who try to understand.
وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ أَنِ اتَّخِذِي مِنَ الْجِبَالِ بُيُوتًا وَمِنَ الشَّجَرِ وَمِمَّا يَعْرِشُونَ ثُمَّ كُلِي مِن كُلِّ الثَّمَرَاتِ فَاسْلُكِي سُبُلَ رَبِّكِ ذُلُلًا يَخْرُجُ مِن بُطُونِهَا شَرَابٌ مُخْتَلِفٌ أَلْوَانُهُ فِيهِ شِفَاءٌ لِّلنَّاسِ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةً لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ.
68 to 69. And just look at the bee which instinctively makes its dwelling in the mountains and in the trees and in what human beings build. Then it collects pollen from various fruits and flowers and pursues assiduously the ways prescribed for it by Allah. From its belly comes a fluid of diverse hues, i.e., honey, which has health-giving properties. In this system followed by the bee there is message for those who think.
وَاللَّهُ خَلَقَكُمْ ثُمَّ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ وَمِنكُم مَّن يُرَدُّ إِلَى أَرْذَلِ الْعُمُرِ لِكَيْ لَا يَعْلَمَ بَعْدَ عِلْمٍ شَيْئًا إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلِيمٌ قَدِيرٌ.
70. Allah has created you and takes you to mature age where human faculties are fully developed. Thereafter some of you reach old age, which is a feeble age when memory of things once known does not help you to recollect them. Allah has knowingly devised measures for all things. 22. 5.
وَاللَّهُ فَضَّلَ بَعْضَكُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ فِي الرِّزْقِ فَمَا الَّذِينَ فُضِّلُوا بِرَادِّ رِزْقِهِمْ عَلَى مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُهُمْ فَهُمْ فِيهِ سَوَاءٌ أَفَبِنِعْمَةِ اللَّهِ يَجْحَدُونَ.
71. Different individuals possess different capacities for work. Every program or project requires the cooperation of all for its accomplishment. 43. 32. The divine Nizam-e-Rububiyyat requires that the produce should be distributed amongst all according to their needs. Those who possess greater capability or power generally do not adhere to this Nizam, thinking that according to this arrangement all will be equal and they, therefore, take more than the others. 30. 28. They thus assert that the means of production and the capacity to earn are not endowed by Allah. 16. 53, 24. 33, 28. 78, 39. 49.
وَاللَّهُ جَعَلَ لَكُم مِّنْ أنفسكم أزواجا وجعل لكم من أزواجكم بنين وحفدة ورزقكم من الطيبات أفبالباطل يؤمنون وبنعمة الله هم يكفرون ويعبدون من دون الله ما لا يملك لهم رزقا من السماوات والأرض شيئا ولا يستطيعون.
72-73. If they would reflect upon the system which they follow in their home life, they would realize that the universal Nizam-e-Rabubiyyat is an extension of the same system. A family consists of husband, wife, sons, and grandsons and some workers. Just reflect on how provision is distributed amongst them. Assuredly it is according to their needs and not according to the capacity to earn. If you do not adhere to the system in the society, this would mean that you follow an unjust system and discredit or conceal the bounties of Allah and do not use them properly. You obey the orders of those who have no authority to provide you any sustenance whatsoever, anywhere from heavens and earth. And they do not possess any power to do so. 29. 66-67.
فلا تضربوا لله الأمثال إن الله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون.
74. In order to justify your wrong system, do not give wrong similitude about Allah, based upon ignorance. For Allah knows that reality and you do not.
ضرب الله مثلا عبدا مملوكا لا يقدر على شيء ومن رزقناه منا رزقا حسنا فهو ينفق منه سرا وجهرا هل يستوون الحمد لله بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون.
75. The most appropriate example is given by Allah. There is a slave possessed by his master having no control over anything, and a free man whom Allah has given the best of provisions which he gives out to others both secretly and openly according to his discretion. Are the two to be held equal? The course adopted by such a free man is worthy of Allah's hamd, but those who look at things superficially do not understand this.
وضرب الله مثلا الرجلين أحدهما أبكم لا يقدر على شيء وهو كل على مولاه أينما يوجهه لا يأتي بخير هل يستوي هو ومن يأمر بالعدل وهو على صراط مستقيم.
76. Allah strikes another comparison between two men. One is dumb or dull-witted, unable to do anything of his own accord, and is thus a burden on his master, and whenever sent on any errand does not bring any good news. The other has the capability to decide the matters justly and according to his own choice, follows the straight path. Could the two be held equal?
ولله غيب السماوات والأرض وما أمر الساعة إلا كلمح البصر أو هو أقرب إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
77. O Rasul, you continue explaining these realities to these people. If they do not accept them despite your efforts, do not worry as to when the promised end will come. Allah knows when it will come. That hour will be but the twinkling of an eye or even less. Allah has devised measures for all things. 20. 15, 53. 31.
والله أخرجكم من بطون أمهاتكم لا تعلمون شيئا وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة لعلكم تشكرون.
78. To appreciate how Allah's plans reach their fulfillment gradually, look upon your own life. At the time of your birth you know nothing. Allah provides you with the capacity to hear, to see, and to judge. It is through these faculties that your efforts bring forth fruit.
ألم يروا إلى الطير مسخرات في جو السماء ما يمسكهن إلا الله إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون.
79. Similarly you look at the outer world and see how birds fly in the air securely. What can sustain them in the atmosphere other than the laws of Allah? In this, too, there are signs for those who believe in these laws.
والله جعل لكم من بيوتكم سكنا وجعل لكم من جلود الأنعام بيوتا تستخفونها يوم ظعنكم ويوم إقامتكم ومن أصوافها وأوبارها وأشعارها أثاثا ومتاعا إلى حين.
80. Look at the bounties of Allah provided for your physical life. He has caused dwellings to be built for your rest and tents to be built with the skins of cattle which are light enough to carry on your journeys and may be pitched whenever you halt. He has provided you with their wool, fur, and hair to make garments, and other means of comfort to utilize for a while.
والله جعل لكم مما خلق ظلالا وجعل لكم من الجبال أكنانا وجعل لكم سرابيل تقيكم الحر وسرابيل تقيكم بأسكم كذلك يتم نعمته عليكم لعلكم تسلمون.
81. From what Allah has created He has provided shade for you, made places of shelter in the mountains, clothes to protect you from heat, equipment like coat of arms to afford protection in war. This is how He completes His bounties according to His measures so that you may utilize them in accordance with His directives. 16. 53, 71.
فإن تولوا فإنما عليك البلاغ المبين.
82. O Rasul, if notwithstanding all such clear directives, they still turn away, you should not feel aggrieved. Your responsibility is only to communicate to them our revelation clearly.
يعرفون نعمة الله ثم ينكرونها وأكثرهم الكافرون.
83. They are fully aware that all these bounties have been bestowed by Allah, nonetheless they refuse to acknowledge them and most of them disregard His laws while utilizing them.
ويوم نبعث من كل أمة شهيدا ثم لا يؤذن للذين كفروا ولا هم يستعتبون وإذا رأى الذين ظلموا العذاب فلا يخفف عنهم ولا هم ينظرون.
84 to 85. The present state of affairs will not continue indefinitely. A change is sure to come. People will not come from outside to bring it about, but some from amongst them will bear witness to the truth of the divine system. Those who oppose it will not be permitted to offer excuses, nor shall they have opportunity to make amends. Their chastisement will not be made lighter, nor shall they be granted any respite.
وإذا رأى الذين أشركوا شركاءهم قالوا ربنا هؤلاء شركاؤنا الذين كنا ندعو من دونك فألقوا إليهم القول إنكم لكاذبون.
86. On that day those who set up peers to Allah will come face to face with these peers. They will say, O our Rabb, these are they whom we had set up as peers to you. The peers will retort, surely you are liars.
وألقوا إلى الله يومئذ السلم وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون.
87. On that day these unbelievers will offer submission to Allah. All that they had fabricated will be of no avail to them.
الذين كفروا وصدوا عن سبيل الله زدناهم عذابا فوق العذاب بما كانوا يفسدون.
88. They had discredited Allah's laws and also turned others away from His way. Their chastisement will be intensified because they used to create fasad.
ويوم نبعث في كل أمة شهيدا عليهم من أنفسهم وجئنا بك شهيدا على هؤلاء ونزلنا عليك الكتاب تبيانا لكل شيء وهدى ورحمة وبشرى للمسلمين.
89. On that day, we will call from among every people witnesses to testify against them, and you, O Rasul, as a witness against all of them. 2. 143, 4. 41. Your evidence shall be that you had conveyed to them our message which is contained in this book revealed to you, which clarifies everything and is a source of guidance, rahmat and glad tidings to those who submit to it.
إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأوفوا بعهد الله إذا عاهدتم ولا تنقضوا الأيمان بعد توكيدها وقد جعلتم الله عليكم كفيلا إن الله يعلم ما تفعلون.
90-91. The basic commandments in this book are: 1. Do justice to all. 2. Make good the deficiencies of others, beginning with those nearest to you, whether relatives or others. 3. Avoid accumulating everything for your own self. 4. Avoid that which is not recognized by the Quran to be good. 5. Do not transgress the limits prescribed by Allah. 6. Fulfill the covenant after having confirmed them, and particularly when you have made Allah a surety with you. 9. 111. And 7. Do not break oaths when you have cited Allah as a surety for them. 17. 34, 25. 16. These directives have been given by Allah, who is aware of everything you do.
ولا تكونوا كالتي نقضت غزلها من بعد قوة أنكاثا تتخذون أيمانكم دخلا بينكم أن تكون أمة هي أربى من أمة إنما يبلوكم الله به وليبينن لكم يوم القيامة ما كنتم فيه تختلفون.
92. Do not be like a woman who undoes her yarn after she has spun it with great labor. You make your pledges a means of deceiving others so that you may supersede them in wealth and power. 57. 20. Mark. The position of a nation does not remain static. Changes take place occasionally. On the day of reckoning, that wherein you were at variance, will be made clear to you. 102. 1-2.
ولو شاء الله لجعلكم أمة واحدة ولكن يضل من يشاء ويهدي من يشاء ولتسألن عما كنتم تعملون.
93. As stated earlier, if it had been Allah's plan, He would have made all of you as one people. He, however, endowed human beings with free will to choose the right or the wrong path. This makes you responsible for all your doings and you will be questioned about them. 18. 29.
ولا تتخذوا أيمانكم دخلا بينكم فتزل قدم بعد ثبوتها وتذوقوا السوء بما صددتم عن سبيل الله ولكم عذاب عظيم.
94. Do not make oaths to deceive others so that your foot may not slip after it has been set firmly. And you are required to pay for having turned others away from the path of Allah, and your chastisement will be severe.
ولا تشتروا بعهد الله ثمنا قليلا إنما عند الله هو خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. ما عندكم ينفد وما عند الله باق ولنجزين الذين صبروا أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون. من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة ولنجزينهم أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون.
95-97. Do not barter the covenant made with Allah for a petty gain. 9. 111. For the reward given by Allah will be far better than what you secure by breaking the covenant. If only you could appreciate this. All what you secure in this way will pass away and what is given by Allah will abide. 8. 53, 13. 10, 38. 54. This is how Allah will recompense those who endure the trials of life steadfastly. He surely gives the best of rewards worthy of the best deeds you have done. Our law of mukafat is that whoever, man or woman, believes in Allah's laws and does good deeds will certainly live the most pleasant and good life as a reward for his actions.
فإذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
98. O Rasul, when you embark on your program for the establishment of the Quranic order, be very careful of your opponents and procure every means of protection against their schemes. 17. 64-65.
إنه ليس له سلطان على الذين آمنوا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. إنما سلطانه على الذين يتولونه والذين هم به مشركون.
99 to 100. The satanic forces can have no power over those who believe in the laws of Allah and put their trust in Him. They overpower only those who seek their friendship and those who set up peers to Allah. 2. 85, 2. 256 to 57, 13. 37, 47. 26.
وإذا بدلنا آية مكان آية والله أعلم بما ينزل قالوا إنما أنت مفتر بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون قل نزله روح القدس من ربك بالحق ليثبت الذين آمنوا وهدى وبشرى للمسلمين.
101 to 102. One of the objections raised by the Al-Kitab is that if the Quran was from Allah, why did it contain injunctions which were contrary to those in the earlier scriptures? The reason for this has been adequately explained in 2. 106. Still they say that you are a manipulator of words. The difficulty is that most of them do not try to understand. Tell them that Gabriel has brought the revelation based upon truth from your Rabb, and this is meant to strengthen the hearts of those who believe, giving guidance and glad tidings to those who submit to the laws of Allah. 2. 97, 26. 193.
وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّهُمْ يَقُولُونَ إِنَّمَا يُعَلِّمُهُ بَشَرٌ لسان الذي يلحدون إليه أعجمي وهذا لسان عربي مبين.
103. They say, Quran is not a true revelation. Some human being comes and teaches him and he presents it as revelation from Allah. While leveling such a baseless accusation, they do not reflect upon the simple point that the language of the person at whom they hint is non-Arabic, while the Quran is in clear Arabic language.
إن الذين لا يؤمنون بآيات الله لا يهديهم الله ولهم عذاب أليم.
104. As for those who have decided not to believe in the truth of the revelation, in any case, cannot get the right guidance, for them awaits grievous chastisement.
إنما يفتري الكذب الذين لا يؤمنون بآيات الله وأولئك هم الكاذبون.
105. It is only they who will not believe in Allah's message, but have no courage to confess it openly, and in order to belie the others, invent such falsehood, and it is in fact they who are lying. 16. 103.
من كفر بالله من بعد إيمانه إلا من أكره وقلبه مطمئن بالإيمان ولكن من شرح بالكفر صدرا فعليهم غضب من الله ولهم عذاب عظيم. ذلك بأنه مستحب الحياة الدنيا على الآخرة وأن الله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين. أولئك الذين طبع الله على قلوبهم وسمعهم وأبصارهم وأولئك هم الغافلون. لا جرم أنهم في الآخرة هم الخاسرون.
106 to 109. This is about those who do not believe in the truth of the revelation at all. This does not apply to a true believer who is compelled to perform any act of kufr while he is steadfast in his iman. But anyone who accepts kufr wholeheartedly will receive a very severe chastisement and will be deprived of the blessings of Allah. This is because he has preferred the life of this world to the hereafter. Such are the unbelievers who do not follow the right path. These are the people who lose the capacity to see, to hear, and to think. 4. 55. They are heedless even of their own interest. They may acquire some advantages in this life but shall have to suffer in the hereafter.
ثم إن ربك للذين هاجروا من بعد ما فتنوا ثم جاهدوا وصبروا إن ربك من بعدها لغفور رحيم.
110. Those who remain steadfast in their iman confront various trials, suffer persecution, are forced to leave their homes, strive in the cause of Allah and endure all tribulations with perseverance. For them there is protection from their Rabb and his rahmah.
يوم تأتي كل نفس تجادل عن نفسها وتوفى كل نفس ما عملت وهم لا يظلمون.
111. Every individual has been endowed with a nafs which takes a decision. The nafs has various aspects. If it is influenced by the aspect which represents satanic forces, it takes the wrong decision, to which the aspect which represents higher values takes objection. Thus a struggle ensues between the two aspects of the nafs. On the day of judgment everything will become clear. Each aspect of the nafs will present its own case before Allah, who will judge between them and recompense the individual concerned according to his deeds. None shall be dealt with unfairly. 12. 53, 75. 2.
وضرب الله مثلا قرية كانت آمنة مطمئنة يأتيها رزقها رغدا من كل مكان فكفرت بأنعم الله فأذاقها الله لباس الجوع والخوف بما كانوا يصنعون.
112. To illustrate what happens when a wrong decision is taken, Allah sets forth the example of a city which enjoyed perfect peace and security, and means of sustenance were coming to it in abundance from every quarter. Instead of utilizing these means according to Allah's directives, they used them according to their self-made laws, with the result that fear and hunger encompassed them. 6. 44, 20. 124, 21. 11-15.
ولقد جاءهم رسول منهم فكذبوه فأخذهم العذاب وهم ظالمون.
113. A Rasul came to them from amongst themselves. They treated him as a liar, so chastisement overtook them because they were zalimin.
فكلوا مما رزقكم الله حلالا طيبا واشكروا نعمة الله إن كنتم إياه تعبدون.
114. O mankind, learn from this example and utilize the means of sustenance given to you by Allah according to his directives. This would amount to paying thanks for Allah's bounties. However, this would be possible only if you obey Allah's laws strictly. 2. 21-22, 16. 53, 71-72.
إنما حرم عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به فمن اضطر غير باغ ولا عاد فإن الله غفور رحيم.
115. Allah has declared the following things as haram. 1. Carrion. 2. Flowing blood. 3. The flesh of swine. And 4. That which has been dedicated to someone other than Allah. However, if one is faced with a situation when he can find nothing else to eat except the above, and his life is threatened, then he can partake of what has been declared to be haram, provided he is driven to it by starvation and not out of greed or the desire to violate divine laws. In that case he will find Allah a protector and nourisher. 6. 146.
ولا تقولوا لما تصف ألسنتكم الكذب هذا حلال وهذا حرام لتفتروا على الله الكذب إن الذين يفترون على الله الكذب لا يفلحون. متاع قليل ولهم عذاب أليم.
116 to 117. Only these things have been declared by Allah to be haram. Do not pronounce things to be haram or halal irresponsibly, for that would be foisting a lie upon Allah. Those who do this shall not prosper. Such people might acquire some worldly gain, but their chastisement will be very severe.
وعلى الذين هادوا حرمنا ما قصصنا عليك من قبل وما ظلمناهم ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون.
118. To the Jews we had forbidden what we have already told you earlier. 6. 147. We did no zulm to them, but they wronged themselves.
ثم إن ربك للذين عملوا السوء بجهالة ثم تابوا من بعد ذلك وأصلحوا إن ربك من بعدها لغفور رحيم.
119. Strict restrictions were imposed on the Jews because they persistently and intentionally adopted the wrong course. Otherwise Allah's law of mukafat is that a person who commits a wrong in ignorance and thereafter makes amends and comes back to the right path, will find Allah a Ghafur and Rahim.
إن إبراهيم كان أمة قانتا لله حنيفا ولم يك من المشركين شاكرا لأنعمه اجتباه وهداه إلى صراط مستقيم وآتيناه في الدنيا حسنة وإنه في الآخرة لمن الصالحين ثم أوحينا إليك أن اتبع ملة إبراهيم حنيفا وما كان من المشركين.
120 to 123. The right course referred to in 16. 114. Was adopted by Abraham. He was not just an individual but a community in himself, exclusively obedient to the laws of Allah and did not set up peers to him. This is why Allah selected him for high office, guided him to the straight path and bestowed on him everything that was good in this life, and in the life hereafter he would be ranked among the Salihin. This is why, O Rasul, we have asked you to follow the course adopted by Abraham, who was not from amongst the mushrikeen. 2. 125.
إنما جعل السبت على الذين اختلفوا فيه وإن ربك ليحكم بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون.
124. The Jews claim to be followers of Abraham but have, in fact, created many differences amongst themselves. For instance, Sabbath was ordained to promote a sense of self-discipline among them, but they wrangled over it. Allah will decide between them on the day of judgment in regard to that wherein they differed. 2. 65, 4. 47, 4. 154, 7. 163.
ادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.
125. O Rasul, do not entangle yourself with them. You continue your program of inviting people to the way of Allah with wisdom and kindly exhortation, and discuss matters with them in the best possible manner. Allah knows best who is following the right path and who has gone astray. 12. 108.
وَإِنْ عَاقَبْتُمْ فَعَاقِبُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا عُوقِبْتُمْ بِهِ وَلَئِنْ صَبَرْتُمْ لَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لِلصَّابِرِينَ.
126. If they do you any harm and it becomes inevitable to take revenge, then do so to the extent to which you have been harmed. But if you can endure the wrong with forbearance, it will produce better results at the end.
واصبر وما صبرك إلا بالله ولا تحزن عليهم ولا تك في ضيق مما يمكرون إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون.
127 to 128. In short, adhere to your program steadfastly. This will be possible only through the help which you receive from Allah. Do not grieve about the unbelievers and do not worry about their schemes. Surely, Allah is with those who are muttaqeen and mohsineen.